Here we are once again, Friday night. You are plugged into the whirlwind known as the Sports Office. Woody Woodruff here. We've got Aaron Jordan over here, Fox 2 News producer. We've got James Paxton over here, Fox 2 Sports producer. Cat 5 in the house. We've got Tommy over here who helps us out with the Zoom rooms and everything else. You can see the meeting ID number at the bottom of your screen and the QR code right down here. So if you hit it, you can get in. Now, let's get the show started with another fantastic guest that we have tonight. Now that the Super Bowl is like what, 4 days away, 3 days
Not
away,
even, yeah,
2 days away.
Man, we do suck at math. Oh my gosh!
But you know what?
We're all journalists
you know what we don't stink at? Bringing in the best. And let's bring in Mike Lodish right now. Two-time Super Bowl winner. How you doing, Mike? Good to see you.
Thanks a lot for having me, fellas.
Brother Rice legend?
Brother Rice legend, that is correct. Brother Rice legend, then UCLA, and then 10th round to Buffalo back in the day. Nice job there. Yes, he has done it all. And now, let's talk about the big game, okay? Mike, you know what's going on this weekend. Super Bowl 60 out in California. It is the Patriots and the Seahawks. First off, what do you think about the matchup?
You know, it's usually the two best teams in the league. You know, but last year I'm a little bit brokenhearted about the Bills, and maybe this year too. But you know, I think it's going to be a great game. You know, New England's got a fantastic team. Mike Vrabel's put a great team together, and of course the Seahawks are you know, an outstanding organization as well. I'm partial to the AFC just because that's where I played my whole career. But I think it'll be a great matchup.
Now let's talk about some of your great career, 11 years in the NFL, a solid career. You have the distinction of being tied for second place with the most Super Bowl appearances with 6 behind
That's
Tom
right.
Brady with 10.
That's
let's
crazy.
talk about
That's
that for a
crazy.
minute, Mike. I mean, it's nuts because let's be honest, when you first started, you go in with Buffalo and you lose 4 straight and you're thinking what?
How is this even possible? I wanted to call a probability and statistics professor somewhere at some university and say, what are the odds of losing 4 in a row? But look, at the end of the day, I try to look at things now in my life as the glass is half full instead of half empty. I'm not as pessimistic or as competitive like that, but at the end of the day, it was a wonderful blessing to be on that team and all of those teams. They were great teams. We had some great teammates. But unfortunately for the city of Buffalo, we didn't get it done for them, along with our team and our families and whatnot. But, you know, I was really pulling for Buffalo, obviously, in the last couple of years. But it was definitely a heartbreaker to lose all those. But what am I thinking? I'll never go again. And then what happens is I get lucky and I go to Denver and I go to 2 more. So.
And those 2 more back to back. I mean, even a little more special, you know, because when you get in there versus the Packers and then the Falcons and you win them both, and now all of a sudden you've got 2 Super Bowl rings. So all the heartbreak is out the window, isn't it?
It sure is, and that heartbreak went out the window with the whole effort of the whole team and the whole organization, from the ownership all the way down. But when John Elway did his helicopter move, it was incredible.
Yes, definitely. Go ahead, James. You got a question from Mike Lodish.
Yeah, Mike, thank you for joining us tonight. As a player, how different is like playing in the Super Bowl compared to just a regular season game? I mean, you have a long halftime show, you got the 2-week break, you have all the pageantry beforehand. Like, what are the big differences?
Well, you kind of said it there. And ironically, my first Super Bowl, we only had 1 week to prepare. So it was that was more of like that was normalcy, right? Every week you played a game. But the hard part is, even coming off of a bye week in the season, it's essentially the same thing. We always treated the first week with a 2-week break as a bye week. We had a few days off to get away, decompress a little bit, try to absorb the AFC Championship victory we just achieved, and then get right back to work and not miss a beat, if you will, for lack of a better term. But then when you get to the game, you know, look, it's nothing short of the show, guys. It's all glitter and glam, and you got to learn as a team and as professionals to really absorb that and compartmentalize that and not let that take its control of you and your team and your focus for the job at hand. And that focus is to win the Lombardi Trophy.
Go ahead, Aaron, jump in.
I can imagine that every single game was really memorable for you, but is there a particular memory, both from your time with Buffalo dealing with that heartbreak to the triumph in Denver, that sticks out to you?
Well, there's actually a lot of games actually that stick out to me. If we're just speaking specifically on the Super Bowl, every single one of them sticks out because, again, I'm looking at the glass as half full. The fact that a 10th round draft pick gets an opportunity to do this and be on these teams told me a lot about myself and the teams that I was on, and really gave me a sense of self-worth that is immeasurable, right? And you know, I always tried to be as level-headed as I could be, but it blows your head up. There's no question. You know, you feel this sense of, you know, like power, if you will, and that you're something a little bit more special than you really are. And it's hard not to feel that way. But at the end of the day, you really need to treat it like you're a professional, and you are a professional, and you need to try to focus and stay mature and do the right things appropriately to give yourself every opportunity to win.
Mike, you know what? You mentioned it before that now it's 2 weeks before the Super Bowl instead of 1 week. You guys, or I'm sorry, players right now, they've probably been through all the practices and all the things like that. With 3 days left, what are they doing right now? Is it like, you know, cooped up in a hotel room going crazy, like, you know, waiting to explode on Sunday? I mean, how are they dealing with this time now?
Well, no, but also one of the things that we tried to do is we kept the week before the game to be as similar as a normal week in football during the season, with our families and whatnot. So you would spend time with your families, and you'd go and enjoy the town that you were playing in, and you know, you kept it fairly mellow. You know, I think the biggest difference is in how the Bills reacted in their weeks versus the Broncos, and you know, it can go either way. But really,
what was the difference?
Well, the difference basically is that we had a little bit more time off in Buffalo with the Buffalo Bills, and I think that hurt us because the philosophy with Mike Shanahan was very simple. Everybody was like, "Oh man, we're going to let's see, where was the Super Bowl? San Diego was the 5th one that I was in, and then Miami was the 2nd one." And you're like, "Oh my God, San Diego's beautiful, Miami, right?" Mm-hmm. Mike Shanahan told us, "You know how many days off you're going to get? 0. and we're here to win a Super Bowl." And that focus, you know, given when I came in the league in the early 90s, you know, it was just right after the 80s, football players in the league were treated more, you know, a little differently. Whereas later, we understood the necessity to stay focused. And when we stayed in San Diego, we stayed in La Jolla, and they sequestered us to the hotel. Wow. So we basically had a big playroom, pool tables, pinball machines, you know, the whole arcade thing, the whole deal, video games, big TVs, you know, Blu-ray games, spades games going, everything. Mike Shanahan wanted to keep us all tight together. He said, because when we beat the Green Bay Packers, that's what he said. He says, we're going to beat them. And he said, when we do that, we're going to have a party like 1984. Like, you know, he tried to do the Prince thing, right? And we all laughed, and everybody had a good time, and everybody bought into that philosophy. And you know, when John did the helicopter, it was over. Game, set, match, checkmate. We had a ring. That's it.
That was so like
iconic.
I mean, exactly. I mean, it's so funny when like
in NFL history,
when a play like that happens and he just says John Elway helicopter, everyone knows what it is.
Yes, it
and
is.
That's what's crazy. Even someone like me, where I think that may have happened before I was born. I don't want to make Mike sound old, but I don't. that was 97.
That was January of 98.
Okay, so I was 1 year old.
That was
okay.
97 fall season.
Hey, you know what, Mike? Let me ask this question. Has a coach ever come in, like, you know, last minute and said, guys, had a dream last night. I got a new play. Here's what we're going to do. Has there ever been anything like that where you're like, oh, my goodness, it's 3 days before the game and you're coming in with a new play?
No, look, I've had two amazing head coaches in the league, and Marv Levy, he was a genius, and Mike Shanahan is an absolute chess master. And they both, and Ted Marchibroda was our offensive coordinator in Buffalo, and he was outstanding as well. But unfortunately, my pay grade didn't get me that level of in the know. But I can tell you this: Mike always had a handful, maybe a half a dozen plays that you've never seen and that he created, and so did Marv and Ted. And it was wonderful to watch him play, because I'd go, what the hell just happened? And the backup quarterback would be on the sideline. He goes, well, this is what we just did. We put it in 2 days ago. And I was like, oh, okay, great. I was like, touchdown, perfect. Here we go. Excellent.
It comes out of the special red folder. Yeah,
Sometimes.
Let's talk about defense, since that's where you made your living, on the defensive line.
Sure.
Seattle's defensive line. I mean, they're tops in the league in bringing pressure and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. I don't see Drake May dealing with that as well as maybe in the regular season against some other teams. This is really going to be tough for him to deal with, isn't it?
It is. Look, they haven't. You're talking. This is a place in my own heart, between my rib cage, right? These D linemen, and when I see these animals go at it and they're getting after it, my heart just bleeds money for them. So because we're unsung heroes, right? In the interior D line, their whole D line is outstanding. And truly, I truly believe, it's such a cliche, but defense will win the Super Bowl, I promise you. And whoever dominates on defense will win the game. And I think, I hate to say this, but I'm predicting Seattle to win, and I'm going against the AFC. I'm going NFC this year.
I think I agree with you on that. And you know what? I can't blame you. I know you're an AFC guy, and I can't blame you for going NFC, but I think the cards are on the table this year with the Seattle Seahawks. And we talked about defensive line, but it's not just that segment of the defense. It's also their linebackers, and especially their secondary. These guys are ball hawks back there, and I think Drake May will be forced to pass, and that will create a lot of opportunity for those guys, maybe even late in the game.
I agree. And look, this is going to be a hell of a test for Drake in New England and Mike Vrabel, and it'll be interesting to see what Mike Vrabel has up his sleeve, right? Yeah. And it'll be interesting because this is sort of like what I like looking at the Super Bowl is for the trick plays, right? Sort of like the commercials. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing. I look for how they're going to blitz differently. What are they going to do? How much pressure is the D-line going to put on them? Are they going to do stunts differently? Because people always ask me, how do you watch a game? And I say, I never want to watch a game on the sidelines. So watching it on TV is a little hard for me. If I ever go to a professional game, I always sit in the end zone. And I sit about halfway up because I want to see the play develop the way that I took it on.
So. It is a great spot to sit.
Well, obviously he's doing it with some knowledge there because he wants to see some things. I understand exactly what you're doing. Hey, Mike, stay right there because I got to squeeze in a quick break. You're in touch with the Sports Office on Fox Local. Come on back.
Thank you. You bet.
Welcome back to the Sports Office on a Friday night before Super Bowl Sunday. And we've got Mike Lodish in here with us, two-time Super Bowl winner, been in the big game 6 times. Mike, let's start off this segment with just more of a general question about the coaches. I mean, McDonald, Vrabel, both these guys in the Super Bowl for the first time. What kind of pressure, what kind of nervousness comes from the coaches? And does that extend to the players? Do they feel that?
Well, I definitely, you definitely feel from the coaches sort of the way they speak to you. You can feel but they're trying to relax as well too, and they have a big task at hand. We have to perform on the field, but they have to put us in a position to win, and that can be very difficult at times, as you know. And the chess match that's played and how you come out and how you present yourself against certain formations, that could mean a lot. And so. It's a tremendous amount of pressure, but I think they're professionals at what they do, and they've been in their jobs for quite a long time. And let's face it, it's pressure for everybody in the organization, for both teams, to win the game, and that's the most important thing. So how do I feel as a player? Got butterflies in my stomach, but I want to physically compete with you. I don't want to mentally compete with you. I want to physically come after you, right? And the mental side of it. But when we engage each other on the offensive and defensive line, it's a physical aspect.
Mike, let me ask this. Do media types like us get in the way during the Super Bowl week because there's so many different requests for you guys and coaches and to do this show and that show and even shows like this? I mean, does it sometimes get in the way? What would you change if you could?
Well, to answer the first question, no, it doesn't get in the way. It's just part of the game. And it's an honor to speak to folks like yourself because that means you've done something in your life and you've done something to impact this, to make this happen. So if you can look at it like that and you treat it as a mature thing and you act accordingly, it's very powerful and it can help you to secure opportunities in your life after football as well. So the idea is to never burn a bridge anywhere, to do the right thing. You have a job to do and we have to respect that. But I think the issue I think you're getting to is basically when you start asking questions that become personal and become agitating. That's when the players have to really pay attention and really learn to deflect that, you know. And I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah, a lot of times we see that with social media types now and influencers and people want to, play gotcha and this and that, that kind of stuff. Yeah, that can get.
So we have to protect ourselves, and we are protected because we have the FBI comes in the beginning of the year. We have people come in to teach us how to communicate with folks like yourself and how you can hurt yourself by saying certain things and if you just let your heart stay on your sleeve, that might be detrimental to you potentially, right? And it might be detrimental to the club, and it's a privilege to wear the uniform, period.
Kind of a privilege,
yeah.
Oh, thank you. Kind of a big-ish picture question here, but one of the biggest storylines is Sam Darnold, someone who was almost out of the league, been on so many different teams, and now he has a chance to win a Super Bowl. If Seattle wins and he plays well Sunday, does that kind of change the fact of how we look at quarterbacks and NFL players? Maybe we don't say they're done 2-3 years into their career, and maybe they can develop much later on?
Well, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, think about it, right? It gives that guy the unsung hero that thinks he might be washed up or he knows he isn't washed up, but the league might think he is, and he gets his opportunity and he prevails. I kind of think of that as the opportunity that I had, as a late round draft pick. You're not supposed to make the football team. And I just took every opportunity I had to do that. And so like Sam Darnold, I resonate with him. He's the reason why I want them to win, to be honest with you. I'm pulling for him is who I'm pulling for. And the whole team. I love their defense. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm an attacker. I want to come after you, right? And they're awesome to watch. And then we love the DBs that like to take the ball away. That's wonderful, for the big guys, so we can go sit down and have a glass of water. And we're tired. We're breathing heavy all the time. So to me, I think it does. It speaks volumes for those people to say, don't give up on your dreams. Stay focused. Continue on that path. And I resonate with that because it's very similar to my path in the professional ranks.
Yeah, it's almost like a Hollywood moment. I mean, if he does win this, I can easily see the 30 for 30 or whatever coming out, that tells his whole story from when he, came with the Jets. And
it's the closest thing to Kurt Warner. It's not exactly the same as Kurt Warner, but it's the closest thing we've seen to Kurt Warner. Who wins the Super Bowl.
You know the saying we would say now if he wins it and he wins the MVP? Bring the Brinks truck.
and to your point too, a lot of that has to be situational in terms of he's clearly got the talent, but you look at what the Jets were and really are at this point in terms of developing guys.
Right.
And it also shows you the depth of the importance of depth in your team to get to that level. That's critical because I'm going to speak for myself. I was a career backup for most of my time. I started in 96 for the full season. They replaced me with a better guy. I didn't get cut, finished my contract, but I came back. I knew my place as a backup, and if I could go in and do 20 plays, 25 plays, make 2 really good plays, 3 really good plays, I'm doing my job, and I'm keeping the team where it needs to be. And I think, when that happens, you're only as strong as your weakest link, and you will be exposed on Sunday. Don't worry. So that's why every play, every inch, you must be focused.
Well, Mike Lodish, you were the strongest link for us tonight. We
Yes.
appreciate you coming in and talking Super Bowl 60 with us. The Patriots against Seahawks. We'll see what develops. And I know you said earlier you're going for the NFC, even though you're an AFC guy. We'll see what develops. Thanks a lot. Hey, we got to squeeze in another break.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Anytime.
Right after
Give
this.
you the Mile High salute, boys. Be good.
Be right back. Welcome back to the Sports Office. Aaron, take us home.
All right, we are going to go through some prop bets, rapid fire style, starting with the coin toss. Woody, heads or tails?
Heads.
Pax.
Tails.
National anthem, over under 119 and a half seconds.
Under.
Over.
Gatorade bath color, clear water, orange, or any other.
Any other.
Any other. I agree with Woody.
Yes.
Super Bowl MVP, quarterback,
Faster.
or any other.
Quarterback.
Quarterback.
First offensive play, run or pass.
Run.
Kickoff. No, offensive play. Sorry. Run. Come back.
Okay, we're back.
Run. Go there.
Longest touchdown, Seahawks or Patriots?
Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Longest field goal, Seahawks or Patriots?
Patriots.
Seahawks.
Last touchdown, Seahawks or Patriots?
Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Total sacks, over under 4.5.
Both teams total?
Both teams total.
Over.
Under.
Total turnovers, over under 2.5. Both teams, Woody.
Over.
Drake May pass yards, over under
Faster!
221.5.
Under.
Faster. Over.
I have got to get to studio apparently.
All right, I got
so
it.
you
That's
talk
fine.
It over. Bye, guys.
Thanks, Aaron.
All right.
Hey, what do you got?
Team to score first.
Team to
Seahawks,
score
Patriots.
first? Seahawks? Seahawks.
I don't know where he left off.
That's all right. Pick another
Sam
one.
Darnold passing yards, over 228 or under.
Over 228.
Winner, Seahawks, Patriots.
Seahawks.
I'm going to go Seahawks too. Final score.
Seahawks 26, Patriots 17.
Chicken wings or chili?
Oh, chicken wings, bro. Although the chili is good. How about both? Can we do both?
At the same time?
Why not?
A chili chicken wing?
Why not?
That sounds disgusting.
Oh, look.
No, it does not, Tom. No, it
Look.
does. A bone-in chicken wing covered in chili? That is terrible.
Look, there's
I'm
probably
trying
lots
it.
of food ideas on your table, and I hope you have a good time for the Super Bowl this week. Patriots and Seahawks. Seattle, a 4-point favorite right now. Thanks a lot to Mike Lodish for coming in this week. Thanks a lot to Cat 5. Thanks a lot for Tommy in the Zoom room over there. Thanks a lot to Mrs. Klein. Thanks a lot to June. We got to go, and we'll see you next week with a Super Bowl champion.